Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle Moreus and I make art tutorials that are fun, easy, and accessible for everyone. Hello everyone, we're going to be drawing this whistle today. We're going to be using the Derwent graphic pencil set, 9B through H. H being your hardest lead and 9B being your softest lead, being the darkest. So we're going to do our sketch in an H pencil, so it's nice and light. And then I'm going to go in, I use an iPad that has my reference image, and that's always in front of me so I can refer to it as I'm drawing. I'm going in and I'm going to do the darkest values. I'm just going to map those in. I like to map in all those dark areas, and we're going to keep getting darker and darker as we go. I'm going to keep putting in more and more layers and blending in between. Each time I add another layer of pencil, I'm going to blend. This way we get a nice smooth texture, and it gives a more realistic effect. I'm using a Strathmore 400 series Bristol paper, which has a nice smooth finish, which lends itself to graphite really well. There's not a lot of tooth to the paper, so you can really get some smooth blending and shading in. I really like that for graphite. And it's nice and heavyweight paper, so even if you erase, you're not going to be messing up the tooth of the paper. What I mean by the tooth is the texture. A heavy tooth paper, like I would use for watercolor, leaves more texture when you're drawing on it. This paper is real smooth and it leaves a real beautiful effect. I like this for portraits a lot too, because you can really easily blend skin and shade on this paper. You'll notice I have a piece of paper under my hand. I'm notorious for dragging my hand around the paper and it smudges the graphite. They use graphite for fingerprinting, so you can imagine your skins have oils in them, and if those oils get on the paper and you get graphite on it, it's really hard to get those marks out. So I put a little piece of paper underneath my hand, and that way I don't drag around the graphite and don't get the oils from my hand on the paper. And you'll see I'm just keep going back in. I'm using an artist chamois here. I'll leave a description below with an affiliate link. I really love the chamois. It leaves a really, really smooth blended texture. And it can be washed. I like mine a little bit dirty. I like a little residual graphite on there because it can deposit some more graphite on the page without even putting pencil down. And I kind of like that effect. It does help me to blend certain things out, especially skin in a portrait. And you'll see I just keep going in. I'm darkening my darks and then blending. After each time I put the graphite down, I'm blending, 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 blending. And I keep going over areas. And I want to keep those bright areas really bright. And you'll see I'll go in with a Tombow mono eraser and I'll erase out the highlights. Go back in and blend. Now this is a value finder. This is a really helpful tool because a lot of times it tricks your eye. So this way with the value finder you can see that your darks, all your darks are the same value, or something's just a little bit lighter, and it helps you when you're putting that pencil in to get the right value. And like I always say, you can paint with all colors of the rainbow. As long as you get your values right, it will be believable. In graphite, obviously it's only one color, so it's even more crucial that you get those values right and get your shadows in and your highlights in, and you have that nice contrast. If you're finding this video fun and helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to make sure you're up to date with all my latest tutorials. I put out new content every Thursday, and I will leave links to all my other videos that are pertaining to this one, such as my blending video. And it's always helpful to refer back to those things so it makes more sense of what I'm doing, and because this is a little bit speeded up version. The real-time drawing took me about an hour and 20 minutes to do the completed piece, and we've boiled it down to 10 minutes, so hopefully you'll get enough information. And leave me some comments in the link below if you want to see, a certain technique or something that I'm doing that you don't understand, and I will definitely get back to you. I've been an artist for pretty much all my life. I think I was in kindergarten when I started drawing, and we actually had really good programs here in Connecticut back in the day. And we had special art when I was in elementary school, and I was able to take part in that program. And I just feel really fortunate that I was able to hone my craft. I did go to art school, but I went many years without drawing for anything, really. And picked it back up. I draw every day now. I draw something every day. I have a sketchbook, and I'll doodle. If I'm watching TV, I'll have the sketchbook and do some doodles or draw an eye or draw something. But I do draw every day. And I think you really hone your craft when you keep practicing. And even if you've never drawn before, we can break it down, boil it down, and make it easy so you understand and train your eye to see things that you might not normally see. A shadow or little nuances that you might not pick up, but once you're trained, I think you'll get it. And I really believe that, part of art is talent, but I don't believe all of it is talent. I think some of it really can be learned. And if you just train your brain enough to look and see things that are there that you might not see before. For instance, this shadow, you have this shadow and then you have a cast shadow. So your shadow is going to be darker, which is like right underneath your object. And then as it goes out, your shadow has a cast shadow, which is a little bit lighter. So little things like that, you'll start to notice. And I look at the sky and I can see pinks and purples, and not just blue and white puffy clouds. In those clouds might be purples and blues and grays, and you start to train your eye once you start to look at things differently. And it's kind of fun to start seeing things a little bit different. But I really believe anybody can learn to draw if you have the right tools available to you and some training. And that's what I hope to do with this channel, is give you the basics and then show you how it's done, and you can draw along with me, and it's fun and entertaining. And I hope I'm clear and concise, and I really want to put that forth in all my videos. I'm going to be doing some portrait drawing and some other fun things, and I'll have videos for beginners, I'll have videos for intermediate, and I'll have videos for a more advanced artist. So be on the lookout for me. I've just started this journey. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and hopefully you're learning some things as we go along. So at this point in the drawing, I'm just going in and sharpening everything up, cleaning things up, putting my highlights in, seeing if I need to change any values anywhere, and just kind of refining with my little ruler, straightening things out, and trying to figure out if I'm done yet. And I go in with my eraser and just brighten up those highlights. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you had fun. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any content. I post every Thursday. And if you would like to see a more in-depth video on any of these techniques, please leave a comment below. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next Thursday. Happy art!